Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. I am Toastmaster Raja Balaji, your sergeant in terms for this meeting. I welcome you all to our the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club, meeting number 8. The mission of Toastmasters Club is to provide supportive and positive learning experience in which members can develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I'm so excited to experience this meeting. I hope you too. I want to highlight some key points in this meeting. The point number 1, please turn on your video and turn off your audio. If you want to turn on your audio, please turn on your audio when you are called upon to speak or need to speak. And the point number 2, regarding to topics like sex, religion, and politics, even though Toastmasters International doesn't put any restrictions on speaking on those topics, at Gabbys, please be mindful and responsible. Also, abstain from speaking on those topics. With this, I am handing over my control to our President, Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy. Distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy, he has completed 6 pathways. He achieved 4 Triple Crown awards. He achieved 5 Pathbreaker awards, and he is a mentor of many Toastmasters. He is a club coach and he is a club sponsor. And I can go on and on and on his accomplishment. With this, let us give thunderous applause to welcome our distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy to conduct the next session. Over to you, distinguished Toastmaster Nagesh Ramamurthy.
Thank you so much. That was our Sergeant at Arms being played by the Vice President of the club, Toastmaster Raja Balaji. Give him a huge round of applause. Thank you, Toastmaster Raja Balaji. Good evening, Toastmasters. Welcome to the meeting number 8. We have a lot of guests today in the meeting. I'm so elated. We have Toastmaster Anne, our General Evaluator Arvind, we have Noor Muhammad, we also have Abhishek Gautam, and we have Aranya, Toastmaster Aranya. And I also see Saujanya here, Sudhir. Thank you so much for joining our meeting today. So can I request one or two of you to step forward and let me know what are your expectations from the meeting? Can I go with you, Toastmaster Anne?
Hello, my name is Anne. I'm a member from another different club in Sri Lanka, Nigamba Toastmasters. So I joined here to have a different experience with another Toastmasters club. Hope to enjoy your meeting. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Can I request somebody else? Toastmaster Aranya. Aryan, sorry. My apologies. Toastmaster Aryan, can you step forward and let me know what are your expectations from today's meeting? I think he's in a zone where he cannot unmute. Can I request somebody else? Saujanya, if you can step forward, unmute, and let us know why you are here and what is your expectation.
Hi. So we are trying to understand the different experiences we get. So this is the first of the clubs where we are a part of it. We want to also attend in-person meeting and understand where we can actually join. So it's more of an explanatory session.
Thank you so much. Welcome. Sit back and enjoy this meeting.
Thank you.
Okay. Each day like this, we hear the alarm bell ring for us and we wake up. It brings in a lot of new possibilities and gives us a lot of directions. And if it happens to be a Tuesday, Thursday, or a Saturday, the possibilities and directions are even heightened because we have the Gabbys meeting those days, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Here in this journey of self-discovery and growth at Toastmasters, there is self-assurance and confidence. There is self-belief and positivity. And we find sometimes that we discover ourselves and there's so much of growth. Most of the time, we are at crossroads as well. Trust me, there is more power in transformation, and your courage defines your path. Remember, life is not about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself each day. Through the art of communication and leadership, that Toastmasters provides a platform. Let us inspire one another to embrace change, pursue our passions to speak, and craft the lives we truly desire. I thank all those who have joined in today's meeting to embark on this journey of redefinition and personal evolution. While I'm talking about this, in the space of personal evolution, there was a time when I used to experiment with a lot of food. I've had a lot of street food, especially when I used to travel. During my travel, my love for travel has taken me to a lot of streets where I have had food as I explored new places. And there is one person in this room who shares this quality with me, experimenting with food. That is our TMOD. Unlike me, she loves dance beyond 9 to 5 hustle each day. She enjoys her phase as a trainer. Please put your hands together as I call upon this virtual stage, our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Yogita Upadhyay, who will take this meeting forward. Over to you, Toastmaster Yogita.
Thank you, DTM Nagesh sir. Good evening, everyone, Toastmasters, visiting Toastmasters, and all the lovely guests that have joined this meeting. So as already discussed by Nagesh sir, the theme for today is redefining life. Perhaps if we begin with a story, it might help us to better understand the theme of this discussion. And at the same time, it would help me to introduce it. For that, please keep your eyes glued for this small video. Allow me a second, I'm just sharing my screen. Can you please enable screen sharing? Sergeant at Arms. Thank you. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes.
The condition.
Can you hear?
We can't hear the sound.
Elephant.
Can you hear now?
What?
No, we can't hear the sound.
Once a man visited an elephant
We can.
sanctuary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can.
Okay.
The conditioned elephant. Once a man visited an elephant sanctuary. As he was passing the elephants, he suddenly stopped, confused by the fact that these huge creatures were being held by only a small rope tied to their front leg. No chains, no cages. It was obvious that the elephants could, at any time, break away from their bonds, but for some reason, they did not. He saw a trainer nearby and asked why these animals just stood there and made no attempt to get away. Well, trainer said, when they are very young and much smaller, we use the same size rope to tie them, and at that age, it's enough to hold them. As they grow up, they are conditioned to believe they cannot break away. They believe the rope can still hold them, so they never try to break free. The man was amazed. These animals could at any time break free from their bonds, but because they believed they couldn't, they were stuck right where they were. Like
So, any idea? Any guesses? What is this going to be about? Any 1 second, 2 seconds conclusion from the video? Were you able to see everyone?
Yes, we can able to see.
Okay. Anybody would like to share?
It is about conditioning our minds.
Exactly. That's
It is all about belief systems. As a man think, there is a quote, right?
certainly, Sergeant Rams, and you're absolutely right. And this, my dear friends, is the story of every single one of us. Don't you think? So the elephants were very massive and untamed. They were seemingly massive and untamed. Those creatures, they were capable of immense strength, right? But they remained restrained by a simple perceived limitation. So this scenario unfolds a powerful metaphor for the human experience, the chains of limiting beliefs. While growing up, some chains were tied to us, right? Do you know what these chains were? They were not physical chains. They were emotional and psychological changes, right? That is what we are talking about, the conditioning. Anyways, we'll talk about in detail about this theme as we move forward. Now let's start with the meeting. For the benefits of guests, I would like to explain the structure of today's meeting. In a regular Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 sections. Prepared speech section, second is table topic section, and the third is evaluation section. We have a very special team for giving us valuable insights as we keep moving forward with each section. May I now call upon the head of our special team, the general evaluator of the day. He is a charter member of the Bombay Toastmasters Club. This distinguished Toastmaster has held several leadership positions both at the club as well as the district. He's a very passionate person and he has been dedicatingly guiding us for over 16 years now. He is none other than the distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair, sir. Please put your hands together for DTM Arvind Nair.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, Yogita. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and future Toastmasters. My task today is to evaluate the meeting generally and to suggest amendments, if any, that are required so that the meeting can be enhanced and we could all redefine the Toastmasters journey for each one of us. To help me in this task, I do have a couple of role players. Let me begin with the timer. A seasoned chartered accountant, he has distinguished his career of 19 years. He specializes in virtual CFO services, startups, etc. Is a fitness freak who loves reading and traveling. Today's timer is Sudhakar. Thamankar, please come forward and explain your role to the meeting.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. As timer, I will time the prepared speeches, table topic speeches, and the evaluation. I will also alert each speaker of the time they have left using the green, yellow, and red cards, which denote specific time remaining. Prepared speeches should be around 5 to 7 minutes in length. At 5 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 6 minutes, I will raise the yellow card. And at 7 minutes, I will raise the red card. The table topic speakers should limit their speeches to no more than 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I will raise the green card. At 1 minute, 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 2 minutes, I will raise the red card. The individual evaluation should be between 2 to 3 minutes. At 2 minutes, I will raise the green card. At 2 minutes and 30 seconds, I will raise the yellow card. And at 3 minutes, I will raise the red card. Thank you, and back to general evaluator.
Thank you, Timer Sudhakar. And now for the next person. The next role player is a network engineer by profession and a Toastmaster by passion. He loves traveling and meeting people. Just do it is his favorite quote. May I invite the accountant Raja Balaji to explain his role for the meeting?
Thank you so much, General Evaluator Arvind Nair. Very good evening, fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests. The purpose of the counter is to listen and make note of unnecessary words and sounds used by all speakers and role players of today's meeting. This report would be focused on 5 major areas. Filler words such as inappropriate interjunctions, for instance, unwell, but, so, you know. The third, the use of crutch words, similar to basically, actually, this, things, etc. The fourth, repetitive words or phrases in the form of I, or this means, this means. And fifth, unintentional long or short pause made by the speakers. I will present the rest of my report when called upon by the General Evaluator. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, accountant Raja Balaji. And now for the next role player, a dedicated practitioner of David Allen's Getting Things is a method. So, a dedicated practitioner of the David Allen's method of getting things. He is also a non-fiction book enthusiast and a member of the Indira Nagar Pride. May I invite Punith as the Grammarian to explain his role today?
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair, for the intro. Today, as a grammarian, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers and listening carefully to their language usages, and to make a note of the misuses of the language usage, misuse of the English language, and the outstanding uses of language, thoughts, and words. It is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. Today, the word of the day is revamp. It's a verb. It means to change or arrange something again in order to improve it. Example usage. The walled garden was completely revamped last year. Another usage. We revamped the management system, but the business is doing no better than it was before. I encourage everyone to use the word of the day. And thank you, and over to you, General Evaluator, Distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair.
Thank you very much for letting the meeting know of the role and the tasks that you would be playing. And now I would like to mention that I would come in once again in the third section of the meeting, where I would present my report along with all those who are supporting me as the general evaluator. Thank you, and over to the Toastmaster of the day, Yogita.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for giving such a detailed and precise description about all the role takers. Now, as we move forward, we come towards first section, which is the prepared speech section. Our first speaker is Toastmaster Upasana Ghosh. Toastmaster Upasana is a chirpy, happy-go-lucky bookworm who loves to eat, cook, travel, listen to music, and read about Indian mythology. She has been fortunate enough to visit 13 different countries and loves exploring new cultures. Currently, she is working as a senior technical writer for an MNC. Today, she will be attempting her Level 2 Project 3 on Pathway Team Collaboration. The project name is Introduction to Toastmasters Mentoring. The purpose of this project is for the member to clearly define how Toastmaster envisions mentoring, and the purpose of the speech will be to share some aspect of her previous experience as a project. Now, our evaluator is Distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta. DTM Sourav sir, kindly confirm your presence.
Yes, I'm there. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for confirming. Timer, please note that the speech length will be 5 to 7 minutes. Toastmaster Upasana Ghosh, just chill. Just chill. Toastmaster Upasana Ghosh.
One fine afternoon, I get a call from my manager. My manager says, "Hi, let's chat for 5 minutes. I really have to deliver some important news." I was a fresher for this office. I had just joined. I pick up the call. "Hi, Ramesh. Yes, you wanted to have a word with me. Uh, Upasana, how is the project going on?" "It's going good. I'm enjoying." But see, the thing is, from the management, I did not get a good feedback, you see. They say that the delivery dates are not been, you are not able to achieve them. The content has some issues, there are grammatical mistakes. Ramesh, but I sent them on time. The developers did not give me the input on time. What do I do? This is not how things work, Pasna. This is corporate. You have to understand. I mean, I really don't understand. You have experience for 5 years and still you have this issue. Ah, Ramesh, then how do you want me to work upon? I mean, due to this delivery dates, QA people, quality analyst people, and developers and the product managers, they are never in sync. How do I give them, I mean, how do I even approach them? Because they're always busy, they're always on calls, they have the meetings with higher management. That is not my concern. Your delivery date is your delivery date. You have to give it. Okay, but yet if you can give me some tips and tricks, because they're really higher management, and how do I even say that? Upasana, it's 2 o'clock. I really have to rush for a meeting. I think you can figure it out. Okay. And with a very scary face and being very nervous, I kept the call. After that, I started pondering how do I even approach these people for my documentation to get clear. And then the next day, I got an email from the team, from the persistent team of Buddy. In new age, in IT corporate sector, the Buddy program has started. And due to this, I got a buddy assigned, Shashwati. When I saw her complete name, I saw, oh, she's a fellow Bengali. I was very happy. But since she was out of office, I could not connect with her. But then I wrote, "Hey, I see that you're my buddy. Let me know whenever you come back from your vacation, we shall connect." And after a week, we connected. When we both got to know that, oh, you are also Bengali and we both come from Maharashtra, we were screaming at the top of our voice. And when I expressed that, how do I work with these people, with this high management, she started giving me tips and tricks. Just chill. They're just human beings. You have to nag them. Well, but how do I, product managers, they are very senior people, they are managers manager also. How do I even say, just chill. You will navigate. Okay. And after a few days, I got my first project. 1 month's time period, we gave them. and I was being appreciated. She was the first person to congratulate me and appreciate it. I am so happy, Pasna, that you have been appreciated for your first project. I was happy. I thought, yes, doing a good job. When I conveyed the same thing to my manager's two words, good job. He could do better, but me being naive, I left it. It's okay. Maybe he's busy. Then the second project came. There was some goof up. And again, I get call from Ramesh. I don't expect this from you. What is this? You are an experienced writer. Is this how things work? I mean, I really don't understand, Upasana. What are you doing? Ramesh, but okay. No, I let me check that for you. Okay, and I did not get the project. Comes third project. It was going fairly good. Again, I did something. And again, I got scolding. Pasna, I have work to do. I cannot babysit you. What are you doing? But to my rescue, Shashwati came. When I said I was feeling very low, and when I said, Shashwati, see, again, I have done the same thing. That's when she gave me a beautiful lesson. Just chill. What has happened? You are taking so much tension that you are messing things up. It's easy. Wait, let me help you. She took time out from her busy schedule and helped me. And after this all, next day she again called me. Hey, are you okay? I could sense you were very anxious and you were very nervous. Are you doing good now mentally? Are you okay? And for the first time in corporate, I thought I found a friend. I found somebody close, because everybody says that corporate and friendship doesn't work. But then I found her. She guided me in my professional world, and still today she guides me in my professional world. She helped me navigate my ups and downs. And when I got promotion, she was the first one I virtually ran to her and said, you know what? I got promoted. And we both are screaming at the same voice again. Then I questioned her, but I did so many goof up in this 1 year. How did I even been selected? And mind you, it was a recommendation promotion. How how did the higher management even think of me? Then she said, just because you have failed doesn't mean you are a bad writer or you are a bad human being. Higher management sees that how many times you have gotten up, how many times you have worked hard upon yourself, and how many times you have been your best. And that's how she has reinstalled the confidence in me, and she has made me build my confidence again. And she has helped me navigate my challenges and how I overcome them. Mentorship is not just saying what to do, what not to do, but it is more of being in the place of a mentee and thinking. So I am still a mentee to her. I'm still a younger sister to her. I'm still a friend to her. And I will be forever mentee to her. Being a mentee has transformed and has given me a transformative experience that has shaped my professional growth. And this journey has not only contributed to my professional growth, but over personally also, I have grown as a person and I have continuously learned and through this mentorship that how things work. Tomorrow, if I become a mentor, how for somebody, I know what to do. I know what not to do. With this, I am very grateful for my mentor, Shashwati. So thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, Toastmaster Upasana. That was a very powerful message. Goof ups happen, but we all need to take a chill pill. Can we please get a round of applause for her? Thank you. Now it's time for our second speaker. Our second speaker is Toastmaster Aparna Raja. Toastmaster Aparna is a passionate speaker, a hippie at heart, a mom at home, and an entrepreneur by choice. She is completing her path on visionary communication. The project name is Reflect on Your Path. The purpose of this project is for the member to reflect on his or her growth during the completion of an entire path and to share some aspects of his or her personal growth while doing this project. She will be evaluated by Toastmaster Chitrakshi Vij. Toastmaster Chitrakshi, could you please confirm your presence?
I'm here.
Thank you so much. Timer, please note that the speech length would be 10 to 12 minutes. Toastmaster
Yeah.
Aparna. Miles to go before I sleep. Miles to go before I sleep. Toastmaster Aparna.
Very often, if you're in Toastmasters, people ask you, how long does it take to complete a path? And the answer is like, depends, but around 6 months to say a year. Guess what? I've taken 2 full years to complete this path. 2 years. And I'm going to tell you why. I started this path. This is my second path, which is visionary communication. I started it right after my first path, effective coaching, right after, like a week after I gave my first icebreaker. And guess how long I took to complete the first 2 levels, level 1 and level 2? 2 days. I gave 7 speeches in 2 days. I'm not looking for applause because in hindsight, it was a mistake. It was a mistake. Because the level 1, let me explain a little bit more. It's supposed to be that path where you master the fundamentals. And I thought, oh, I've already done it with one path. What more can I learn? I know the fundamentals like the back of my hand. The second level is where you find your style. Oh, I knew my style. Oh, come on, my entire club knows my style. I'm a motivational speaker. What more to discover? Bigger mistake. My ego was bloated, and finally one day it burst when I heard a speech by this very seasoned Toastmaster in another club. I believe she was doing her 4th path, and it was her icebreaker speech. She said something which felt like a slap on my face. She said, every speech is meant to teach you something new. If it doesn't, forget the purpose of the speech. There is no point in you standing there. Makes sense, right? Forget the purpose. There is no point if it doesn't feel like you're furthering as a speaker, if every speech doesn't feel like a new one. I'm paraphrasing what she said. And that felt like something she'd spoken to me. She had told me. It was a moment of epiphany and shock and shame, everything put together for me. I felt, oh, I wasted 2 levels. And I decided from now on, let me dwell deeper. Let me really see what it is that I have to do in every speech. Because I don't think Toastmasters International is silly enough to have us repeat the same speeches in every part. That was 7 speeches, not happening. There must be a reason. So I thought, let me find that out. So my actual journey of becoming a visionary speaker, communicator, started after level 2. As a visionary communicator, you're expected to have the abilities and the skills to address a group of people, to share information in a very strategic way, make innovative solutions, make communication plans, and so on and so forth. Clearly, I wasn't well versed in any of those. But I knew this time, after every speech, I had to be at least a foot ahead of what I had started. So level 3 came almost 4 months after my last L2 speech. In level 3, you increase your knowledge. You're expected to improve your knowledge. So I started to think, where can I improve? Normally what we do, we take a speech and we think of the scenarios that's already happened and we try to juxtapose those two and say, hey, you know what? I have a speech for this scenario and let me do that. This time I thought, let me backtrack. Let me actually gain the knowledge and make a speech. So the first project I had was communication plan, develop a communication plan. So for the organization where I was working, I developed a communication plan. This was outside of Toastmasters, and I was doing it for the very first time. I journaled the journey of developing a communication plan. What were the things that I had to do? Where is it that I went wrong? How did I start from there? And what finally happened? And that is how my level 3's first speech, develop a communication plan, came through. And I felt like I had achieved something when I finished that speech. Because I had spoken in words I had never used before. I had shared information that I had never thought I would bring about in a speech. It was completely different for someone like me. And it felt truly like my speech had a point. And once I tasted that, I was not going to go back. And so for the next speech, which is an elective, I chose something completely crazy, something I would have never thought of doing. And I don't think that situation would arise either. I delivered a eulogy. A social speech was the elective I chose. The eulogy was to my grandmother, great-grandmother who passed away. And this, mind you, is a very short speech, 3 to 4 minutes a eulogy. I've never done any of that. And boy, I prepared my hardest for that speech. When I finished that speech, although it was a very emotional speech, which is my general style, I chose to be a little bit more vulnerable. I chose to stretch my horizon a little bit more by asking a little more question, by maybe taking a pause when I was stifled by emotions in my throat, which actually happened. It was a completely new experience. Again, one step forward after level 3's last speech. Now, after level 3 happens, level 4, I took a lot of time. I took almost 6 months because this was about communicating a change. Now, I didn't have any change to communicate. I didn't have. I could think of a lot of hypothetical situations, which is allowed in the project, but I didn't want to do because I had done that previously. I had done it many times. I wanted to really bring about some change. And that's when I got help from a lot of members here at Toastmasters. I wanted to take a more realistic scenario. And I spoke about the Gabbys going offline. And I wanted it to be very convincing. No one here in the room knew about it. DTM Nancy had said, hey, why don't you try it? It was her idea. So I came here and I said, people have to believe me at the end of it. People have to believe me. And I think I did a decent job because a lot of people went into the panic mode during that speech and they said, are we going offline? Now, what was the skill that I developed here? The skill actually in the speech itself wasn't anything because I simply used my usual techniques of invoking emotion. But what really worked for me was the feedback, the evaluation. Toastmaster Mamta was my evaluator and she gave me this fantastic point. Okay, tearjerker speech, you told us the plan and all of that. But really, if you're communicating a change like this, aren't you going to tell us a little bit more of what to expect, how to do, timelines and things like that? Which I just touched upon, it made sense. I understood something. You don't try to stick to the purpose of the speech alone. You stick to the purpose because you have to clear the level, but think of the consequences of a speech and address everything that happens. Isn't that what you're supposed to do as a visionary? That evaluation was a real eye-opener. Thank you, Toastmaster Mamta. So I rewrote that speech. After that, again, a little bit of a gap. I chose an elective, unlike others. Like you would have guessed, my pattern was choose everything that is different from then on. I chose to speak about topics I generally wouldn't speak. My job doesn't require that. My life doesn't require, at least that's what I thought. And I spoke about my financial planning. I'm not even a financial planner. I spoke about personal finances. I spoke about various different topics all through and kept moving a step ahead. Now, how many of you here think I was doing something crazy? Raise your hands. No one? Okay, there are a few people. DTM Nagesh, thank you. Yes, there are a few more people. It was crazy. I kept second guessing myself every step of the way. Am I doing it right? Does it all mean something, or is it just some fantasy that I've built in my head? And am I trying to live something that I don't really need? When I finish my path, am I going to think, complete waste of 2 years? I didn't want that to happen. So what I did after my level 4, I sat down. In level 5, you demonstrate your expertise that you built. I listed down the skills that I've gained. And I was surprised. I had gained a few. To start off, I was okay speaking about things I had no clue about. I was okay researching and speaking about it. I was okay taking feedback with a pinch of salt and working on it. I was okay taking time with every speech. At the end of the day, I wanted to do complete justice. So with that confirmed and renewed energy, I came to my level 5. And in level 5, the speech I did first was prepare to speak professionally. I did this speech not once, not twice, not thrice, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times. I did prepare to speak professionally 6 times because that's the test of it all. Ultimately, you've done this part. Why? That is the very test of it. I did this. So I had the opportunity to do it. I was giving the table topic segment session in several clubs, how to attempt table topics. And I kept experimenting multiple number of times. And finally, when I was happy, I saw that I had changed my style a little bit. I had brought in elements, newer elements. I chose to do it as a project. And I had DTM Nagesh Ramamurthy as my evaluator. And I'll tell you, it's probably the best speech I've ever done. Even better than my contest speeches. I was very happy. I was a very different, I wouldn't say different person. I was a very different personality, a different persona of me. I was able to bring through every single time. If that is not what you're meant to do in a path, I don't know what is. So every single time I did that, and 6th speech was probably my best. So I was very happy with it. And I think it was quite a professional speech too. That's what my evaluator said. And I concur. Finally, my speech on vision. Now, this is a speech which is right up my alley because vision and goals are things I always talk about. Again, it had to be different. Otherwise, I was not going to finish this path. It took me 3 more months. What is the kind of vision that I dread speaking? Personal vision. So I made 2 speeches on personal vision, and I wrote every speech and I delivered it here. My biggest takeaway from this path has been that I'm okay to go out of my comfort zone and to go in the wrong direction and to even fail. It's okay. Go there, make mistake, come back. But you will be moving forward every single time. Prepare every single speech like it is your first speech. Even if it's your nth path, prepare every single speech like it's your first speech. And finally, there is more than one personality in you. When it comes to speaking, explore it. Don't stick to one style. Who says you only need to have one style? Have multiple styles. Explore it. And so Toastmasters, now I've started my journey with my next part, which is engaging humor, where I want to explore my funnier side a little bit more. And I hope to be back with some more funnier speeches. So keep trying, keep preparing, keep presenting. Have a purpose. More importantly, have a point. Next time someone asks, how long does it take to complete a path? However long you need to take, you take it. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Wow, what an incredible pathbreaker speech, Toastmaster Aparna. Everyone has their own pace of learning. We need to sync our learnings with our pace. Come on, everyone, let's give a huge shout out to our speaker, Toastmaster Aparna. Timer, could you please tell us if there were any disqualifications?
Sorry. Yeah, I think both actually disqualified. Upasana took 8 minutes 15 seconds and Aparna 13 minutes 24 seconds.
All right, thank you. Nevertheless, it was really a wonderful speech from both the speakers. And please keep in mind that we have a timer as well. Okay, so we will not have any polls today as Toastmaster, speaker 2 delivered her pathbreaker speech. So coming to that, let us quickly have a 5 minutes breather to revive our energies. It's 7:46 in my watch. Let's come back by 51, 7:51 everyone. Till then, take your time to have a sip of water, understand what all we have just discussed. See you soon.
And this platform takes this skill very seriously. When I'll be called by the general evaluator, Arvind Nair, I would post a few questions to the audience because I would be supporting anyone who comes up and speak and ensure that others are listening attentively. Thank you.
Thank you, Gauri. And now back to the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So now we know that we have a listener who's going to ask us questions at the end of the meeting. So let's be more attentive now. As stated by the General Evaluator, I had a special background that stated rest, reset, restart, and refocus. I'm pretty sure you must have heard this a lot of times. You need to take rest. It's okay. It's okay. Everything is fine. Everything is fine. But we do not know how to do that. Let's get ready to unveil the 4 R's once again in our life. Let me share with you something more about the theme. As I discussed earlier, while we were growing up, we had certain chains that were tied to us, right? Not physical ones, emotional and psychological ones. You cannot do this. This is not worth it. Are you sure about this? Look at them doing it so much better. Are you crazy? Are you mad? Are you out of your mind? How many of us have gone through this? Can you please raise your hands if anybody of you has faced this earlier? Yeah. I feel you, my friend, because I'm on the same place. We tried to resist. Almost every one of us have tried to resist. But these chains, they were very strong back then. But you know what? They are still there. They are not strong, but they are there. You already have stopped trying at some point. These chains may not exist today. Even if they do, they cannot hold you back, but still hold you back. Your belief, your life cycle has come to limit you. Your experiences have come to limit you. Your story has come to convince you that, okay, we are only bound to do certain things. Haven't you heard? Rules are meant to be broken. Life is there for exploring. Just like those elephants, we encounter invisible chains in our journey. In the story of the elephant farm, we found out, I could relate the reflections of my own struggle against certain self-imposed limitations. Today's theme I've just kept in mind to break down the chain of limiting beliefs. I just wanted it to be a call of action for all of us, as it urges us to reevaluate our beliefs, whether what we are believing is right or wrong, question the validity of the chains that bind us, and embrace the freedom that comes with acknowledging our true potential. Let us step into a future unburdened by the echoes of yesterday, and we should be ready to break free and redefine the narrative of our lives. Moving forward, we have the second section of our meeting, and that is the much anticipated and the exciting section, the table topics section. It will be conducted by our table topics master, Toastmaster Atul. Toastmaster Atul is from Hyderabad, Telangana. He has done his MSc in psychology and B.Ed in special education. He is a retired principal from State Government of Telangana. He has a deep passion for training and public speaking, and he is a certified TTT from ICBI and a member of IMPA Hyderabad. Wow, Toastmaster Atul, we are on the same page, or even in the Toastmaster Club as well as in the ICBI. Okay, over to you, Toastmaster Atul.
Thank you very much. Good evening to all the Toastmasters, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome to all the guests for today's program. It's now time for impromptu speeches, and I'm privileged to share some topics for it. The theme which has been chosen today is very close to everybody's heart because the facing of challenges, meeting barriers or positive changes or happy stories, romantic life, it's everybody's story and we learn a lot from them. So I will be giving topics and at the same time, the topic, this one has to speak for 1 to 2 minutes. The first topic which I would like to give is to Toastmaster Mita Shah. Mita Shah, are you there? Mita Shah, Toastmaster Mita Shah.
Toastmaster, you can go with.
Yes. Self-discovery, a boon for healthy life. Mita Shah, self-discovery, a boon for healthy life. Self-discovery, a boon for healthy life.
Toastmaster Mehta is not responding.
Okay. Okay. Next Toastmaster, Mr. Yogesh Kumar. Please respond.
Yeah, hi.
Toastmaster Yogesh Kumar, your topic today is healthy relationship contributes for personal growth. Healthy relationship contributes for personal growth.
Yes, I have understood. Healthy relationship, of course, will contribute in the personal growth. It is very important to have healthy relationship with the people around us, especially in the workplace. Not necessarily be in the workplace. Wherever you go, you have to develop good relationship. You have to make friends. Without a purpose, you need to make friends so that when the need arises, people will be around you. At the same time, you should be ready to help the people when they are in need of some help. It also helps us understand the problems from the multiple perspectives. I think so. It is important to have a good relationship to have a personal growth as well. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much. You have really given a very good thought about need-based requirements at workplace. The next topic goes to Sri Toastmaster Aryan. Toastmaster Aryan, can you respond? Toastmaster Aryan. Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur. Toastmaster Jaspreet Kaur. Can you respond? Toastmaster Sana. Toastmaster
Yes,
Sana.
I'm not a Toastmaster. I'm a guest here, but I can take it up if you want.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you for the challenge you're taking. Your topic is nurturing positive and meaningful relationship. Nurturing positive and meaningful relationship.
So I would like to start with having a positive and relationship is really important for personal development as well as professional development. So it's like overall generic to all the areas of life. And in a relationship, I would say that you will be having ups and downs in life, but in the end you have to attribute to the positive things that's there in the relationship, like what are the values that is important to you in a relationship. Most of the time what we do is when something happens negative, we only that spoils the relationship, and then we cancel it and make it worse and worse. And nurturing the values in the relationship is what we should be seeking, and then and then building it over and over. So I would say that in a relationship we should be attributing to the positive aspects of it instead of focusing on negative values. So that would help us in personal development as well as all the areas of life. So thank you for a good topic, and back to you.
Thank you for giving valuable, adding values to the relationship and recognizing that particular aspect of our day-to-day life. Next topic I would like to share with Toastmasters Saujanya. Toastmasters Saujanya, are you there?
Toastmaster Atul, we have volunteers. Why don't we give them the chance?
Okay. If any volunteers, yes, Mr. I could see guest Manoj sir was raised. Can I give you a topic? So your topic will be navigating career challenges. Navigating career challenges. Toastmaster. Sorry.
Manoj.
Yes, Manoj.
Thank you. Thank you, table topic masters and fellow guests. I think navigating career, I think this is the best topic I can ever speak about it myself, because being at the age of my mid-career, actually, I've made a big, massive change a couple of years back. And that was completely into technology space. I have no clue about how I'm going to work on it. But I think there is a story behind this one, I have seen that people who make those mid-career changes, I have few mentors in my fraternity. I have seen them, they have themselves made a lot of big changes. Now, the way they have played around and the way they have managed to segue into those kind of things, it's a big thing actually for them. So reason why I'm saying big things is that there are two chances. Being in a different part of the world, you have two things to go about it. You got your mortgage, you have to get your food on the table, you have your children's educations, you have the other things as well. So playing around all those things is quite difficult. So there are two things there. Either you flight, or either you either you sing or sung, actually, kind of sing or sing, swim or sink, actually, kind of thing. So I think I've looked at the better part of it, the positive side of it. So I always think making a big career change is a lot of difficulties, but you have to be consistent with what you really require to do that. Now, moving from a completely a different space of HR into a technology space was a massive or maybe a drastic change for me. So I think I have went through those kind of phase where people around me learned from a lot of mistakes I have made upon it. But the key thing was consistency and perseverance, and going through that phase of it. You have a lot of hardship there, it's a lot of hardship. It's not an easy game because it's not a level playing field for everyone in getting into the space. So you have you have the courage, you have the stamina to go through this one. So to sum up this one, I think mid-career change, someone like me who has navigating through those career breaks, I've gone through the different highs and ups and lows and kind of thing, but you have to have a positive mindset. And if you have a positive mindset, you can achieve anything. Thank you, and over to you, table topic master.
Thank you. It is true that fight and flight are the two options available, and most of the people choose fight because they wanted to be successful. The next topic I would like to share with DTM Sourav. Adversity is the mother of all innovations. DTM Sourav. Adversity is mother of all innovations.
Innovation. The moment we hear this word, we think of Google Glass, we think of iPhone, we think of all the fabulous things that's happening around us in terms of all the disruptive innovations. I have a slightly different thought. Is innovation something that's so rare? Look at the Zoom background behind you. Is that not an innovation? Look at the speech structure that Aparna took up today. Is that not an innovation? Look at the theme today. Is that not an innovation? Innovation is everywhere. Innovation is in our everyday life. Whatever we do, the way we do, how we do, why we do, innovation is everywhere. So we need to stop looking at innovation as something external, something hard to achieve, something difficult to attain, and look at it as a way of life, because we humans, and particularly Indians, are naturally innovative. If you don't believe me, take your car out or take your bike out, go into the road, and you'll see so many innovative driving styles. There's no road, don't worry, there's a footpath. There's no footpath, don't worry, I can squeeze in between two trucks. No one is moving, not a problem, I can keep on honking. Okay, you're honking behind me, so I'll go slow so that I can keep irritating you. Some way or the other, we find ways to become innovative, to find our way from office to our home. It's as simple as that. So I beg to disagree with you, table topic master, that adversity is something that we need to become innovative. Some people say necessity is the mother of innovation. I feel innovation in itself is complete. We do not need a reason to innovate. Innovation is not a choice. Innovation is a life skill. It's a survival skill. If you do not innovate, you perish. It's as simple as that. And you need no adversity to perish. You just need to stay what you are. Thank you. Back to you, table topic master.
Thank you for a wonderful description of innovation, which we experience on our day-to-day roadside happenings. Next is the Toastmaster Punith, who has volunteered to speak. And the topic, Punith, is for you is small gestures unfold greater happiness. Small gestures unfold greater happiness. Over to Punith, Toastmaster.
I can relate to this as the small changes can lead to a big impact. Why do I say that? Last year, when I took VP education role, and it was an instant decision, I took it without considering consequences. When I just went with my mentor's word, I just said, yes, I'm going to take it. I took it. And after that, when I started taking the ownership, I got to know that there are so many things has to happen, and I was not ready to do that. This time, the club was struggling. We were only hardly 6 to 8 members, and when I took it, then there are so many things I tried. The things like introducing a game, building a rapport, or grooming the people, because I need a people for the next the term. These are all small actions I did. I took it and I did it. Because of this reason, I was able to say I was able to see the tremendous growth in terms of the in club and in myself. I think those changes are good to. Those small changes are good to take, and that will lead to a big result. Thank you, and over to you, tabletop.
Thank you for sharing the enriching changes which is required in our day-to-day life. The next topic I would like to share with Toastmaster Anna Costa. Anna Costa, are you ready?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
And Costa.
Your topic is self-discovery, a boon for healthy life. Self-discovery, a boon for healthy life.
Can you repeat the topic once again?
Self-discovery, a boon for healthy life.
Okay. Dear table topic master and fellow Toastmasters, how many of you are in your journey of self-discovery? Anyone here? So, okay, can see one answer. So I am in my I'm 25 years old, and for my career life, it was around 7 months. Still, I'm discovering myself. Still, I have no idea what is best. I have a lot of talents, but still, it takes time to get to know what's the best thing for me. If I talk about myself, I love reading books. I love learning. In year 2021, I took a solo decision to join as a Toastmaster. Being a Toastmaster wasn't my family's plan. They wanted me to be an educated woman, but I wanted to do more. So, in order to revamp my life, I decided to be a Toastmaster. I discovered a lot of healthy friendships, and I met good mentors. I learned from them, and it really helped me to discover my creativity as well. There were many times I used creative ideas as the Toastmaster of the day. One time I explained the communication styles with by using a film. So it became really entertaining. My fellow Toastmasters asked, how did you came up with this idea? So it was really good and it was not boring. So one of the things I discovered is my creativity. So no matter how much time it takes, life is a continuous journey with discovery and morphing yourself. Over to you, table topic master.
Very true, Anna. Learning is a continuous process from womb to tomb. And you have really highlighted very well. We have next speaker, Mr. Toastmaster Sheshank. And the topic for him is a story of joy and success. A story of joy and success.
Table topic master. This was the year 2014 when I just graduated and I was looking for an internship in a CA firm. Then I realized that my friends, two of them, had not finished their exams. And I sat with them, and probably it was at night at around 10. I went to their house. I was helping them, teaching them. I then saw my friend's brother who was taking a nap. I asked him, don't you have a test exam the next day? He said, no, I'm actually wondering how to spend the mandatory half an hour in the exam hall because I don't know anything. Then I told my friend who had the exam the following day, why don't you just take a break? I'll finish helping your brother first, then I'll come back to you because we have 1 day break anyways. We started at 10 till 11:30. I taught him. It was a subject called cost accounting. And it went on well. And after 3 months, my friend insisted on meeting me. He tried to give me a bundle of notes. We had 1,000 rupee notes back then. I asked him what happened. He said, no, it's because of you he cleared. He passed the exam. Person who was wondering how to spend half an hour, he got 61 out of 100 in the exam. 61 is not a good number, but still nothing, something better than nothing. Then he told me, you have this capability of teaching, training others. I'll help you set up a business. I'll help you paying the rent. You just start because I know you can do a good job here. It triggered something in me, and exactly in 3 years, without anyone's help, I launched my own academy. And I launched my academy in the college where I studied. That was an icing on the cake. And even though I'm not earning as well as many other people may earn, but I'm still enjoying what I do. So this, what we call success, I think it's what makes us happy. More than money, the happiness you get and the small pleasures you get when you work instead of just working for money. I think that's what we crave for, and that's my short and simple success story. Over to the table topic master.
Thank you very much for a nice speech. We have now concluding table topic session. And I would like to invite John, table Toastmaster. Are you there, man?
Yes.
Yes. The topic for you is networking nervousness. Networking nervousness.
Wow. Networking and nervousness. Two of the most dreadful topics for any public speaker, especially me. So I personally am an introvert. Now imagine putting introvert into networking. That's a disastrous combination. And trust me, that is one of the reasons I joined Toastmasters. I feel like, Toastmaster Atul, you have some kind of sixth sense to give me this topic. I really am nervous about networking. Because one of the things that I don't understand is how to do small talk. I can go up to someone and say, hi, hello, I'm Joanne. Who are you? How are you? Then what? The weather is cold today. The leaves look very green. Do you see there are fishes in the pond? Do you know the fighter movie sucked? Do you know what is happening in Russia right now? It's not that I don't know all these topics and it's not that I cannot talk about them, but I really don't understand the need to talk about these things to a stranger that I've never met. And that's why networking is something that even today I struggle. I don't know how many of you out there are like me, who don't feel the necessity or who feel like frauds. Because I feel like a fraud when I go and do all this chit-chatting and small talks. I don't care. Do you feel cold? I really don't care. Do you think the leaf is green? I don't care, but still, I have to do this. So this was the mindset with which I went into networking until I joined Toastmasters. When I joined Toastmasters, recently in a meeting, somebody spoke about conversational intelligence, a spectrum of intelligence where you use conversation to understand people deeply. And when you study conversation intelligence in depth, which I cannot talk about in the next 30 seconds, obviously, but something you can maybe Google about, you'll realize that you can actually network with people and understand them deeply. And that deep understanding changes you and your perspective and changes the way you see the world. So yes, networking is a very nervous thing for me. But when I started understanding conversational intelligence, I have now become better at networking and hope you guys will do too. Thank you and back to you.
Thank you for sharing that your valuable networking nervousness experience. It was great that you have already overcome and you have managed very well in your life. The next speaker, I would like to invite Toastmaster Alok Kumar. And the topic is Act of Kindness, Invaluable Learning. Act of kindness is invaluable learning.
The learning is everywhere, and especially when you are offering some help to somebody without anything expectation in return. Today itself, I had forwarded one resume as a referral today to one of my Toastmaster member. And in the evening, she was asking me what is the update on that. And when I had forgot about that. Then I thought, well, let me talk to the HR. What is the update on that? And she told that, yes, interview is going on and we will consider, we will maybe tomorrow or day after, we are going to give her the call on that. And when I updated her on that yes, you are in the pipeline, the HR will connect with you very soon. So she started expressing the gratitude that Toastmaster Alok, thank you very much for helping me. And and there was a few conversation, and I really felt I started understanding more about her and why she's want to job change and all. And in this process, we both knew each other better. But I realized that this has happened because it was a small gesture from my side to help her without any expectation. And that has given me the happiness that, okay, somebody really deserves some position and I am doing my best to help somebody on this planet Earth so that even my organization can get better and even that gentleman can get better. So act of kindness really give lots of satisfaction to you. Thank you. And back to table topic master.
Thank you, Mr. Alok. I think we in the childhood were listening to one song, "Tum ek paisa doge, wo 10 lakh dega," and I was unable to understand what is the meaning of it. I was just thinking about how it may be transaction, how it will happen. But when later I realized that if I am feeding any hunger person who may not have asked me to feed, but whenever I share something to those people who are in need, I feel immense pleasure, and that pleasure is nothing but act of kindness, which is 100 times than what we have spent. So thank you for very enriching impromptu speeches from all the Toastmasters and DTM and guests. It was really very nice to hear everyone and their views, and I have enriched a lot. And now I would like to hand over to Toastmaster of the Day, Ms. Yogita. Ms. Yogita, over to you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Atul, for the fantastic TT session. Such insightful topics definitely take our mind to inventions, networking, and the most important, as well as the most ignored aspect of our life, relationships that hold wonderful memories, be it personal or professional. All right, can we have a huge round of applause for our Toastmaster Atul, table topic master Atul? Thank you. Timer, can you please tell us if there are any disqualifications?
There is one disqualification. Yogesh Kumar, the less than 1 minute.
Okay, noted. Congratulations to all the speakers who participated in this. Zoom Master, please launch the poll on table topics.
We will launch the poll at the end.
Okay. All right, so our last section for the day is the general evaluation section. For that, I hand over the stage to distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. Distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Yogita. The third section is the general evaluation section, and I'm already late by 5 minutes for this section. We will begin with the evaluation of the prepared speeches, and as already conveyed, the evaluation time would be 2 to 3 minutes. The speech delivered by Upasana Ghosh would be evaluated by a person who has played several leadership roles in Fortune 500 companies, startups, and nonprofits. A distinguished Toastmaster, he is the president of the Gabbys Toastmaster Club. May I invite distinguished Toastmaster Sourav Dutta to present the evaluation of the speech.
Upasana. There is no one in this room who has not been through the situation that you described, about things going wrong, about things not working, about failing, falling, frailing, and then finding someone by their side to rise up and up and up and then succeed. The best thing that a speaker can do is to connect with the audience, and you did it so well with two stories which were absolutely relatable, things that we experienced, and we will experience. I also love the fact that you had a good connect with the project that you had in terms of what were the learnings from that particular experience that you brought out at the end. Now, I want to give you a few recommendations, not a couple, more than a couple actually. So let me get started with the recommendations. The first one, the role play. I am very bad at doing role play, so I absolutely envy anyone who does role plays and does it so well like you did today. The only problem is that the role play was way too long. And after the role play got over, what did we have? We had another role play. So I was kind of confused that are we watching a play or are we watching a speech? There is a difference between a play and a speech. The role play in a speech is an accessory, is a prop. It should never hijack the speech. The core message still has to be delivered as you were delivered in a speech. What could you have done to do that? One of the best things is the expressions. When you said, I was pondering, were you really pondering? You said like this, I was pondering, right? So when you are coming out of the role play, you're losing your expressions. When you're inside the role play, you're very expressive. And that's why I said that the role play was hijacking the speech. One very small correction before I move on to one major recommendation is vernacular usage. The word, as we all know, is Bengali, not Bengali. The word Bengali is something that only a Bengali will understand what you are saying. So it's better to use the word which everyone in this audience will understand, particularly when we have a global audience. Now, the most important recommendation. Saraswati, was she your buddy or was she your mentor? You said she was your buddy. And all the experiences that you described, they were all about being a buddy. An informal arrangement, standing with you, telling you things that worked well after they actually happened. All of this is what a buddy will do. We can lean on them, we can cry on their shoulders. A mentor's role is slightly different. A mentor plays a much larger role. So somewhere I felt that the experience that you shared, though that person could have played a little bit of a role of a mentor as well, was not actually that of a mentor. I felt it was more of a buddy who you were trying to look up to as a mentor. Unfortunately, you did not give us enough reasons why you were doing so. So these are the recommendations from my side. Less of role plays, no vernacular usage, more expressive in the speech part, and let's understand the difference between a buddy and a mentor. But I absolutely loved your story. I absolutely loved the experience, and I love the speech that you delivered today. Thank you. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Sourav. May I also add, Upasana, you will have to keep your eye on the card, on the timer card, and then that shows a little lack of practice. You could have practiced better. Also, read the resource, what is required. You're supposed to talk a little about mentoring in Toastmasters and also then come to how it helped you in your other way, right? So, well done and all the best as you go forward. Our next speaker, Aparna, will be introduced by the VP PR of this club. He has empowered she has empowered over 6,000 individuals to secure promotion, ace interviews, and excel in their visual and vocal communication. I call upon Chitrakshi to please deliver the evaluation for Aparna's speech.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Could I please have Aparna spotlighted as well? As me, I think. both of us need to be spotlighted. I can't see Aparna.
Yes, all right.
Oh, Aparna's here. Toastmaster Aparna. I think your speech for me, your pathbreaker speech has come at just the perfect time, because this was the time when I felt I was on hibernation. I completed the first 2 levels of my 4th path. And after that, there seems to be suddenly nothing. I don't feel like doing it. I don't understand what sort of a speech am I supposed to give. And there you come with your pathbreaker, telling me that it's absolutely okay to take as long as one needs to complete the path. Thank you so much for suddenly giving all that motivation out to someone who needed it. As always. You took 2 years to complete a path, and there's no doubt that you did not complete a path because you had many things coming in, on a lot of feathers that you were putting in your cap, and so the path took slightly a backseat. Throughout the path, you explained how hurrying into the 2 levels and then slowly going into another one, with how that has been different for you, how each step has shown you a different motivation, showed you a new side of yourself and gotten you out of the comfort zone. So I really liked how you spoke about each and everything and all the aspects that you did throughout your path. Your expressions, as always, from how you felt in the eulogy, and the expression that you had back then, the feeling of conquering something, a project that was so important, all of that was so on point. Thank you so much for having the right amount of gestures, and your body language was absolutely ace here. A little more light maybe on your face would have changed the scene. One major recommendation: you are an ace speaker. You missed out on looking at the camera today. Something I did not expect of you. I thought, I thought there was something wrong with my screen, because you were focusing on each and every one of us, and you were focusing on how you could help us understand better, and you missed out on looking at the camera. So even when you were doing amazing gestures and your eye expressions were so on point, the eye contact felt a little out of place. What I admire most about your voice modulation is how you go from going very fast, going very slow, and maintaining all the interest in your speech. There are points, however, when you go a little too fast. So when you go that fast, and it's just one line or two, which are very important, but they tend to take us away from the entire importance of the entire thing that you're trying to say. So your pathbreaker has definitely been as motivational as I had expected to be. You've been another motivation, and it's come at a time where I think I also needed to wake up from my hibernation a little bit. Great work done, as always, in terms of your vocal variety, your body language, and bringing on the case of the entire subject, the pathbreaker, and taking 2 years and saying it's okay to take as long as you need. Giving us takeaways about your comfort zone and takeaways about improving yourself throughout the journey. If you could just work a little on the eye contact, and be a bit or two here in not losing your stretch when you're going too fast, that would have made a lot of difference as well. Thank you so much, and congratulations on your pathbreaker speech. I believe we owe you a standing ovation as well. So everyone, can we have a standing ovation for the pathbreaker speech today?
Thank you, Chitrakshi. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing. I'd like to make a little addition to what has already been spoken and evaluated. I was intrigued when you said you delivered 7 speeches in 2 days, and I said, oh my God, what's the learning? And then you went on to explain that's not to be done. You have to actually imbibe the whole thing, learn, and then go forward, and not speed doesn't come. You don't get the knowledge and you don't improve. One recommendation that I saw, and this is, well, I do not know, please take it in the right spirit, but you have to be careful when you're on stage. You can't be playing with your hair. you need to pin your hair. If you're short hair, pin it. And we always say that don't have very long earrings because everything goes out of focus. Your speech is lost. So you'll have to be proper and not play with the hair at that time because that's a little distraction. But I love the use of language that you had today. Great vocabulary. And now, may I invite the timer to give the timings for the for the evaluations.
Sorry, thank you, Evaluator. Sharing my screen. That my screen is visible?
Yes, it is.
Okay. I think there are two. You already spoke about the prepared speeches. I think one disqualification and table topics, and then evaluation. They're bang on actually. Sourav bang on at 329. So and 328 Chitrakshi. So no disqualification there.
All right. Thank you. And now we'll go forward. May I invite the R counter? May I invite the R counter to give the report, please, for today's meeting?
Is my screen is visible, Toastmaster?
Yes,
Arvind
it is visible. Yes, it is visible.
Thank you. This is
Your voice is cracking.
my accountant report, and I want to congratulate. Today we use. Thank you so much, General Evaluator. This is my accountant report. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible.
Visible? Due to my internet
Yes, I can
issues,
understand
I
that.
cannot turn on my video. If I turn, thank you. So
That's
this
okay.
is my congratulations, Toastmaster of the day. Didn't use any words. Congratulations, and I will share this.
All right, thank you very much. And now may I invite the grammarian to present the report for this meeting?
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair. I'm sharing my screen. Today, word of the day is the revamp. It has been used by distinguished Toastmaster Arvind Nair, Toastmaster Gauri Aggarwal, and guest and Costa. I think I'm pronouncing right. Congratulations to those who used the word of the day. Then today I have seen lots and lots of good usages. I go one by one. The delighted, even heightened, self-assurance, discover ourselves. We have crossroads, creating ourselves, embark, redefinition, and personal revolution. Keep your eyes glued, sanctuary, no chains, no cages, massive and untamed, pondering, nag them, miles to go before I sleep, hindsight, epiphany, well versed, journalize your journey, eulogy, invoking emotion, taking feedback with a pinch of salt, renewed energy, revive your energy. Life is meant to be broken, life is there to explore. Swim or sink, hibernation, aced, I was intrigued, take it in right spirit. Coming to rhetorical devices, rhetorical questions, what move to discover, what is the speech I diet speaking, are you out of mind? Then there are rule of three, epiphany, shock and shame, rest, reset and refocus. Then coming to recommendation, I don't see any significant misuse of English language. My criteria is that if I'm speaking, other person should understand. Considering that, I don't see any recommendation for today's meeting. Thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Punith. And now for my general evaluation. Oh, before we go there, let me invite. I need to tell myself, I need to revamp myself when I see our listener Gauri smiling. Yes, Gauri, over to you.
Well, this is my moment of sadistic pleasure. So my first question is, what is common between Presiding Officer DTM Nagesh and Toastmaster of the Day Yogita?
Exploring food.
Love for food.
Food. That's correct. There were two of them, love for food and dancing. The second question is, which is the country that Toastmaster and Costa is from?
Sri Lanka.
That's correct. Who called up Toastmaster Upasana for a chat?
Our buddy,
No,
buddy come mentor.
no. It was her manager, Ramesh. What was the elective that Toastmaster Aparna selected at level 2?
Active listening, table topic.
No, that's not the term that she used. Toastmaster Anne, I can see you going in the right direction. You're thinking in the right direction.
I'm still thinking.
Zoology.
I think related to professionally, speak professionally, some project.
No, she chose zoology as her elective.
Oh, okay, got it.
DTM Sourav in his evaluation stated a difference between mentor and
Buddy, a friend.
That's correct. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Gauri. I can rest now, having heard from all the role players. And now for the general evaluation of the meeting. I have 6 minutes to complete it, and I hope I could do that. The meeting started on time at 7 p.m. with the Sergeant-at-Arms stating the club's mission and the various points that needs to be followed in the meeting. I loved the introduction of that the Sergeant-at-Arms gave of the presiding officer. The presiding officer, well, it asked the guest what their expectations were and gave a welcome address and highlighted Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, which means that Gabbys, the 3 clubs that we have the meeting. I loved well, the presiding officer then went on to introduce the Toastmaster of the day. The Toastmaster introduced the theme wonderfully and started off with the video of the elephant story, which he then gave reasons on what happens. The chains of limiting belief, wonderfully explained as part of life, how we remain where we are because of the conditioning that we have. Well, timer. The timer mentioned his role. I would have loved if the timer displayed the background. Now, please remember, if we don't have the cards in a virtual background, it is a background that has to be said. We need to change the terminology. And I would love if the timer had displayed the cards, displayed the background so that the speakers would know when and how it changes. Secondly, I would recommend that we do not give out all the timings at one stroke. Rather, at each section, we would like the table topic master and the general evaluator to call upon the timer to explain and to let us know the timing guidelines for that particular section, rather than mentioning it all at one time, for the simple reason that we do have guests and they wouldn't understand why somebody has been disqualified. The R counter, wonderful report, also stated the role that he was playing today and had a report. Now, since it is being displayed, one thing that he did well was not to read, because we can all see what it is. However, I would have loved if he had only highlighted somebody who had used a particular phrase or a word or a sound which was used more than a number of times, say like if it was 5 or 6 times, so that I am aware that I am making this mistake and I should be conscious not to do it the next time. Grammarian had a lovely report. I saw all the things that you had done, very meticulously listening to everything and noting it down. Great job. I would have also loved if you had also mentioned the good usage, and the better way of saying it is the good and the incorrect usage of the English language. You had a wonderful word of the day revamp, but unfortunately, very few people or very few members use that word. There were some things that I also made a note of. If you could, there was something, psychology was what I heard. I think the word should be pronounced as psychology. I heard develop, it could be develop. I heard resume, it is resume. I did hear the incorrect usage as various different topic. Various and different mean the same. So it could be either different topics or various topics. Multiple number of times could be either multiple times or number of times. So those were a few of the things that I missed. I heard. Coming to the speakers, I've already mentioned, we've already had the evaluators give their evaluation. The table topic master, wonderful topics, great topics, I must say, and very speakable ones. He chose the people right. Now, we must be careful. You did choose people right from the beginning, but we did have a couple of guests here who had prefixed guest to their name. I wish you could have called some of them, because this section is mainly for many Toastmasters to begin with, and who do not have a speaking slot today or are not playing a role, so that the others are given a chance. So you could have avoided 2 of the speakers because they were already role players. Remember, you have to mention the time that it has to take, and that you would always say the topic only twice, because you won't repeat it. And somebody said, can you repeat the topic? Well, you have to tell that before, saying that I will only mention the topic twice, so that you develop your listening, thinking, organizing, and delivery skills. Those are the 4 skills that you develop when you attempt a table topic. And you had to remind the meeting or the speakers to use the word of the day. I would have loved that if you could have done that. I hope I'm not missing anyone. Yes, listener, you also had wonderful topics for people to talk on. I would have loved my suggestions, if you could revamp the meeting with the help of the XCOM. I found that there was a lot that came to me before the meeting. It was well planned. Now, there was only 1 or 2 people who were giving me the whole details. If it's the Toastmaster of the day, I do not know why somebody else has to give me all the introductions, etc. Now, This is a chance for a member who's taking up the Toastmaster of the Day's task to actually go out to the speakers and the role players and get the introduction. And normally what we do in this part of the world is to use the theme for the day, frame a question, and then ask the others to answer that question and use that to introduce that person. Rather than anything other than Toastmasters was given a lot of importance today. Perhaps you may like to change that to having something, yes, hobbies, plus something to do with Toastmasters and the theme for the day. We did start the meeting about 15 minutes early, so it would be nice if we come in and on a virtual meeting to play the video, etc., and ensure that we do not have any hiccups at the time that we have the actual meeting. We may avoid short forms like TMOD or DTM. We have guests here. We may like to say it in the full form as the Toastmaster of the day or a distinguished Toastmaster. I would have loved if the timer came in at each section to remind the meeting that we are ahead or late in time, because the timer's role is much more. It's his task also to ensure that the timing and the meeting goes according to time. We are all Toastmasters, and in Toastmasters, we are peers. So once we come into the meeting, and if it's a physical meeting and the door is closed, or if it's a virtual meeting, then please remember we address everyone by their first name. There's no sir, madam attached to it, because we learn when we are peers. And the moment you say sir, etc., there's a little feeling of, yes, we need to call each other sir and all that. So learning may be a problem at that time. So please avoid calling others sir. One of the table topic speakers said, yes, I've understood the topic. Please remember your time starts the moment you speak, you utter the first word. So there was absolutely no need to say that. Just get into the topic. I would have loved in the first 2 or 3 times, persons were not in the spotlight. So I would have loved if that could be done. The Zoom master need to be careful about that. So we have the table topic master, the Zoom, the timer, and the speaker. Now we need to ask the speakers to be on camera, because they only learn when they get feedback on how they performed or how they spoke. If it was a physical meeting, we could have given them a feedback on how they stood, where their hands were, etc., so that they understand. And this is one way that we get guests to join Toastmasters. So those were the things that I thought could be worked on, and I'm already 4 minutes beyond time. Thank you, and over to Yogita, the Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, General Evaluator, for the detailed evaluation for all of us. Now, as we move towards the end of the meeting, I would request the Zoom Master to kindly launch polls for all the roles, Evaluator for Best Role Taker and Best Auxiliary Role Taker. Meanwhile, let's continue with the meeting. To end our theme, I hope we can bring the 4 Rs once again in our life. Rest, reset, restart, and refocus. It is never too late. I wish I can help you to revamp your thought cycle and align your life accordingly. And I leave you with a question, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Will you continue to allow the chains to hold you back? Or are you going to break it, knowing that you can? Over to you, TTM Nagesh.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking us through this meeting, TMOD, Yogita, Toastmasters and guests. We have the polls for the favorite table topic speaker on the screen. Please take a little moment to mark your votes for what you heard from them and how do you feel about it. while that is happening, may I request few of those who are guests today in the meeting to step forward and let us know how did the meeting go? What do they feel? Can I request start again with Toastmaster and Costa? Few words from you while the poll is on.
I enjoyed the meeting, especially with that wonderful video where the Toastmaster of the day used it to explain the chain, why we are relating to how we can relate to the elephants when our own mindset became a barrier. So I really enjoyed it. So that's what I felt. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, may I request our guest Manoj to step forward and share a few words about the meeting?
Yeah, so see, I think coming from a different club, I think the diverse background we have here, it's quite different because in my club, actually, we are not getting into the very nuts and bolts of the things which you are doing here. I mean, like especially, your digital framework, especially going into dashboards and the meetings, and precisely you getting into your, the languages you used here are very different from our club. So I think with that, I really get, that's one of the reasons actually I joined different clubs, back in different part of the world. So you learn a lot of things, especially from evaluators, especially from table topic, how you attempt how you handle this table topic, So I think it gives a lot of knowledge, when you come and join different clubs. So I have a lot of things to nicked up a lot of things from this meeting. I'm sure going to apply in my meetings as well, in my talk as well. So yeah, thank you very much for asking, Toastmaster Nagesh. Back to you, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Manoj. Yes, not only in the club meeting that we attend, we learn differently, but we learn differently when we go to other clubs. We learn a lot of things from there, which we bring it in our club and impart that here. Especially what was said by our general evaluator today. There are a lot of things that he brings from his experience from the other part of the world. Thank you so much. Now, may I request Yogesh Kumar?
Yeah, I really like the way the session went on. Of course, I spoke less than 1 minute. This is my first speech actually. This was an opportunity for me to speak, and it helps me improve my communication. It was worth to have a session like this. Thank you.
Thank you, Yogesh. Thank you so much. Now, may I request Saujanya to step forward and share her thoughts?
Yeah, hi. So I love the energy of all the speakers, and I really personally had a lot of takeaway from the general evaluator Arvind Nair's, all of those observations. I think that is one of the most most favorite part of any session that we get to hear from them for experience, and everyone was wonderful. I love the energy. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, it's that time of the meeting where we look at our favorites. The polls for those 4 sections have been done. We didn't have poll for the speakers, 2 speakers who spoke, because we had Toastmaster Aparna Raja giving her icebreaker, pathbreaker. For whenever we have icebreaker or a pathbreaker, we don't conduct polls. Let me take a minute or two to declare the results. Now, starting with the best auxiliary role player goes to Our listener Toastmaster Gauri Aggarwal, congratulations. The best evaluator amongst two evaluators that we had. We had Toastmaster Sourav Dutta and Toastmaster Chitrakshi who gave the evaluation for the two speakers. And the best speech evaluator is DTM Sourav Dutta. Congratulations. Now, going to the best table topic speaker. Again, it is DTM Sourav Dutta. Give him a big round of applause. And let's look at the results of the role player. We had TMOD, TTM, and General Evaluator. For so many meetings that we have conducted in the Gabbys, we have 3 meetings in each week. For a very long time, this has never happened, that there's a tie. And the tie is between our Toastmaster of the day and the General Evaluator. Please put your hands together for applauding their role. With this, Toastmasters and guests, it was a privilege to have you today in this meeting number 8 of the Gabbys International Toastmasters Club. We meet you again in our next meeting happening on Saturday, 10 a.m., which is going to be a hybrid meeting. Those who wants to attend this physical meeting, please join us at 91 Spring Road, Indranagar, Bangalore, 38. At 10 a.m., we start another meeting of the Gabbys. Till then, stay safe and have a great day ahead. Bye-bye.
Bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank
Bye,
you.
everyone. Good night.